You're crazy. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I?
So, since I had a couple of days off, almost a week now, a lot of stories have gone by that I didn't get to cover and that I wanted to kind of like recap over. And one of them stories is about a guy, sorry, not a guy, a child, Hannit. Yeah. And this is in America. And what it is that this child got shot by his next door neighbor, who was a black man. So it was a white child, 5-year-old child, that got shot by a black man who was the neighbor. Yeah. And this story at first gained very little traction. Yeah. It happened, and you'd have thought that a story like that should have been front page news. Yeah, you'd have thought that NNBS and all those major news outlets in America, Sky News and everyone, they'd have been all over this story, you know what I mean, pushing it out there, right? But for some reason, it didn't. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it got the rounds, it got a little cover here and a little cover there, but it wasn't really, you know what I mean, there wasn't much kind of like interest in it from the mainstream media, and a lot of people were asking, you know what I mean, from both sides, black and white people were saying, well, hold on a second, you know what I mean, you know, where's the outrage, you know, where's the, you know what I mean, headline, the breaking news coming from the mainstream media, right? And I have, since that, because it's happened a while ago now, still, it's been about 2 weeks now, yeah, the story's changed a little bit, yeah, but I can still remember my first thoughts about it, right? And what I was gonna say, and it was somewhere along the lines of, well, there was something dodgy about the story in the first place, because they interviewed the parents of the white kid, yeah, and something about their story just didn't make any sense, right? Because what the claim is that the young boy was just playing out in the front yard, yeah, and the black guy just came out and shot him. Just that, just as simple as that. He just came out, boom, right? And people didn't even say, oh, really? Oh, you know, we know there's some evil people out there, don't get me wrong, but just to come outside and just bang like that for no reason, unprovoked, nothing. The white kid, what they're saying is the white kid went onto his property or went onto his lawn or something like that, and he shot him. But then also they claim that that they, as in the white parents and the black guy, were good friends. Yeah, they were neighbours. They knew each other. The black guy had come round the yard earlier on, or the night before, or earlier on, and they would chill and conversate and break bread and all sorts. So then that makes even more no sense. I'm not saying that badly, but that's bad English. That didn't even make any sense, you know what I mean? Because now you're saying, well, hold on. So the black guy knew the kids, who knew who the kids were. Yeah. So then really there's just no reason for him to want to just come out there and shoot them if the claim is that they were playing around the area and they went onto his front yard. Baffles me, yeah? So, in a sense, right, I think for myself, I think that's probably why it weren't making the mainstream news, is because the story that the white people are telling, yeah, because that's the story they were trying to run with, because there's no phone camera footage or nothing like that to back up the claim. So it is just a matter of what the parents said. And I think because of this, yeah, the story didn't get any traction because someone clearly isn't making any sense. Someone's clearly lying about something here.
What they didn't understand is that we were supporting him with our silence. Because we understood that this was clearly lying.
So then I had this mad idea in my head. And the reason why this show's called Michael's Madness, right? And I was saying, well, one of the reasons why there's not been much mainstream coverage is because we know that had that have been the other way around, had that have been a white guy that shot the black kid, if that had been a white guy that had shot a black kid, yeah, you know that black people would have been up in arms and the whole place would have caught fire again, right? But what you'd also find is that the nationalist of us, or of them, should I say, not us, the nationalist, the white nationalist people, the patriots, they would have come out and argued, well, you know what, yeah, well, if the black boy hadn't have gone onto his property, you know, the white man's castle is his home, and, you know, he has the right to defend his property, and he was probably scared for his life seeing the kid coming onto his property doing this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? All that kind of nonsense that they would have run with in order to try and justify if the white person shooting the black kid. You know what I'm saying? You know what language is. So in this case now, because obviously it's reversed, they're not going to do that, and unfortunately, it's them saying people that have power, that are in positions of power, yeah, who can actually control the mainstream media. You know what I mean? It only takes a phone call from some, yeah, don't run that story, bruv. And it takes one of them phone calls there, yeah, bypass this story, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that was just a mad idea I had. Yeah, and it's not for gospel. It's just what I was thinking. But since then, the story there's been a leak or a suggestion or a claim, should I say, that implies, and it's just allegedly, it's not facts, nothing like that, but it's allegedly that the story goes is that the white guy and the black guy were both on drugs at the time. And what it is that they got into an argument. The black guy went to shoot the white guy and hit the son instead. Yeah, killing him. You know what I mean? And because of that now, that makes more sense to me. Yeah, they were all on drugs, got into an argument, black guy got mad, went to shoot the father, that son got in the way, well, didn't get in the way, but son, happened to be wrong place, wrong time and all of that. Hit the son dies. Now, I want to make this clear, right? The black guy needs to go to jail. I'm not justifying his actions at all. Shooting in the first place. Needs to go to jail for that. Hitting a kid? Whoa. Nah, you know what I mean? He needs to get, you know what I mean? Put it away. If they just locked up the key and dashed the key away, that's probably too good. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's one story that I wanted to cover because, like I said, it makes no sense to me. The main thing is why it didn't get much mainstream coverage. Yeah, because again, it's one of those ones where if it was a black kid that got shot by a white man, it would have been Black Lives Matter 10.0. Yeah, but again, it's a matter of because it was all the way around. It seems to be getting it's not been getting any traction whatsoever, and for all those people that are all lives matter and white lives matter, the question is, where were you when you would have thought that this was a prime opportunity for them to come out and say, well, yes, white lives matter, but they ain't got nothing to say about it neither, so they don't really care neither. So anyway, that was just for that story that I kind of missed, but I just wanted to recap. And please, like I always say, let me know in the comments below. I'm out.
Yes. Am I? Yes. Am I? Yes.